The goal of the Nazis, Yamach Shimon, was not only to physically annihilate the Jews of Europe, but to destroy the surviving Jews throughout the world by destroying the Talmud, because they understood that this was the secret of Jewish continuity.
Now let us think for one horrifying minute of the 1 million Jewish children who were massacred and sacrificed when they were still young. I once read that somebody who miraculously escaped from inside a gas chamber heard the cry of a young boy imploring his mother, "Mother, wasn't I always a good boy?" At that very moment, when this holy neshama expired, the Rabbanu Shalom took it up, Kaviyachol, into his arms, saying to him, "Och, mein Kind, yes, you were always a good child."
It's a time of realization. It's a time of communion. To realize what we possess in order to know what we have lost, so that perhaps Hashem Yisborach will help us once again to reach to those heights and possess them again.
Imagine what the world would look like today, our world, if these 6 million Kedoshim would not have perished, if all the Gedolei Yisrael, all the Bnei Torah, all the Talmidei Chachomim, all the Erliche Yidden would have survived, our Messiah would be something more tangible, more palpable. We are still reeling from this blow. We haven't recovered. And the Gedolei Yisrael here in America dedicated the Siyum as a commemoration in their honor. Not a dead monument, but a living testament that they did not die in vain. They are forever an inspiration to us.
All you people that are here gathered at the Sea of Ashas, you cannot imagine or fathom what a feeling it is for me. I watched you and I said, Ribono Shel Olam, did I survive for a purpose? Here it is, in this stadium, is Mamish Kiddush Hashem. And I wish you all to be able to Messiah the next Sea of Ashas together. And I wish you to give us strength and longevity to have nachas from the kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. Dire.
Any kind of damages, any kind of theft is
why in the case
it says he went in front of his children who abad to him, he went in front of
something else, right? We have something else.
the Rebbe Shimon. So outside,
What's that terminology?
So Rashi says, Hemed Ishal Chaskasa.
and then you had on top of that you had Mamasayim, then another 2 hours.
Ilay Manahaditanya Ainli Ela Shakar Shmo Asir.
Whether before, whether after, innocent Torah. Now the whole idea.
So what does that mean?
הזאת של שמואל, הפסק שלו במשנה, אנחנו מצאנו דיוק בזה שהמשנה כמה
by an Evan. Esther, food him as bad. Frank Toysvis or Frank the
פוסלת את האבני, גם אם היא פוסלת את אבני המזבח. בכל דבר היא נפגמה. ואם נפגע...
100,000 Jewish people packing into MetLife Stadium today. The faithful celebrating an event that only comes once in a decade. It marks having read the entire Babylonian Talmud. It's called Siyum Hashas. News 4's Sarah Wallace joining us live at MetLife this evening. Sarah, this day obviously got new significance because of those recent hate attacks in Muncie and in Jersey City.
Well, absolutely, Stefan. And you know, that was on a lot of people's minds here. But this event went off without a hitch and security was intense. But remember, it is a celebration. It's all about unity and the accomplishment of Jewish learning. The celebration started for some outside, the 90,000 plus who poured into MetLife Stadium, united by the daily study of the Talmud.
I don't know hardly a single person, but we have something in common. Every single day, I sit down on my train to work in Boston. They sit down maybe on their train to work in the Long Island Railroad, or maybe it's in a synagogue in Muncie or in Lakewood or I don't know where. We're all studying the same page. It's incredible.
Today's event honors the completion of the Talmud's 6 volumes. It's held once every 7.5 years. This largest gathering of Jews in a single location, now so popular, it's live streamed to an overflow crowd at Barclays Center in Brooklyn and to the faithful in 32 other states and 15 countries.
If you go to Japan, you go to New York, you go to Boston, you go to California, any place you go, they're up to the same page we are up to. You immediately have friends.
Travel to the ends of the earth to be here at the Siyum Hashas.
A milestone of Jewish learning.
One person described it to me as really a yeshiva without walls.
I just want to be a part of this unbelievable event.
Thousands of others took part in another celebration in Brooklyn.
And in 32 other states and 15 countries.
Came especially for the Siyum Hashas.
The rabbi of our shul had come to the last Siyum Hashas, and he challenged us as a community. He says, do one Masechet and see if you like it. 7.5 years later, here we are.
At this time, we would like to welcome the more than 1 million Achenu B'nai Yisrael, our Jewish brothers and sisters, tuning in from more than 30 countries around the globe.
Half of Shas is better than none of Shas, and one Seder is better than none.
And one Masechta is good, even if it's not perfect.
And don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Adonai oz lamo yiten, Adonai yivarech lamo v'shalom.
Seven and a half years ago, a man sat here and he was blown away, just like the rest of us. But Mendy is not like the rest of us. You see, Mendy has ALS. Mendy was 3 years into a disease that has a life expectancy of 4 years. Yet Mendy resolutely decided, ALS or not, that next Siyum, he would not be here as an observer, but as a champion. It has been 2,711 days since that day, and Mendy has not missed a single day.
A Gemara Nida, printed in the DP camps by the United States of America government.
Siyum is actually not the end. A Siyum is only a beginning. It's a beginning of a new Haskalah. Adnaloch Sichas Nida, the Talmud Bavli, Adnaloch Daitan Allah, the Sichas Nida, the Talmud Bavli. Adonai Islam Ayitain, Adonai Vareches Amay Vashaloi.
Oseh Shalom B'Ramah, Kubarachamad Yaseh Shalom, Aleni B'Kol Yisrael B'Yamaru, Amen.
Mazel tov! Mazel tov,
We look forward to welcoming everyone to the Siyum on the 14th Machzor of Daf Hayomi in Yerushalayim Habenuya, to be held June 7th, 2027.
I won't forget it. I'll be back in 7.5 years.
Next time when it happens in July, this is not going to be a large enough venue.
You got to come. You got to be here for it.